Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video we're doing something a bit different, but this has been like in the works for a while because of how long it's taken me. So I'm very excited to show you because today, as you can see by the title of the video, I have designed my own hero outfit as if like a character version of me. This is very narcissistic, I know, but if like a character version of me was in Miraculous. So I've designed my own outfit. Like I said, it's taken me a while because whilst I really enjoy drawing, I am first of all very slow, and second of all my PhD does just come first. So please don't roast me on the quality of the drawing. I have tried to make it look as good as possible. I know I'm not the best, but I'm also, you know, not absolutely awful, hence why I don't do the art for my own audio fix. Firstly, it would take forever. Second of all, I'm not that good. Thirdly, Grace, her art, chef's kiss, is impeccable. If you haven't seen the first chapter of Macarons and Mandarin, what are you doing with your life? Go and watch it. Anyway, so if you're gonna roast me, please only roast me on like how much you like the outfit rather than like how well it's been drawn, if that makes sense. So the reason why we're doing this, first of all, I thought it was a cool idea, but second of all, I've been getting a few comments recently under all my outfit videos saying that I'm too harsh on the outfits, and I personally disagree with that. I feel like I am very fair with the outfits. The only time I've really been harsh, I think, is on Miss Hound's outfit. I was even quite nice about Monarch's outfit. I have been more than nice about some of the outfits in this show because some of them are a bit of a disaster, and people have been saying that I couldn't do any better, and I do take your point. You haven't ever seen me design something, so I see what you're saying. Like, I guess people don't mind me talking about the writing in the show and pointing out where I think it's good and where I think it's bad, because I'm a published author. I have worked professionally in writing for a number of years now, so I have the experience to say that, but people don't think I'm like qualified or whatever to talk about how well the outfits look or whatever. I don't really know why, like I love fashion, but anyway, so I see their point. They've never seen me design something, so this is my like, okay, I see what you're saying. So here you go. So I'm going to take you through the outfit I designed and basically explain to you all the decisions I made, like the inspiration behind it, and I'm basically gonna analyze it like I usually would in my style analysis videos, but this time I do actually understand the inspirations behind it, obviously during those videos, unless we find out for sure. I'm usually just guessing. I remember for my Pigella video, I said it reminded me of Sailor Moon, and a few days later I found out the person who designed it was like, yeah, it was meant to be based on Sailor Moon, so I was like, yeah! Good guess! So sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I know in my Monarch video I compared his outfit to Catwoman. Not that I was saying a Catwoman outfit was the inspiration, I don't think it was, but I was just using it for comparison. So yeah, so I'm going to basically analyse it, but this time obviously I know what all the inspirations and thought process behind it is because I designed it, obviously, so I'm gonna know. I obviously don't know usually what goes behind the other outfits because I am obviously not Thomas Estruck. Thankfully. So here we go. I am kind of nervous. Like I said, I do really like fashion. I very narcissistically pride myself on how I look, not just in my videos, in everyday life, especially when I go out. Most of my work involves sitting at home all day, but even then, I still like to dress up and look nice. I take a lot of pride in how I present myself, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing to care about how you look, really, but I'm a bit nervous because I've never shown anything I've designed before. Like, I'm fine with showing my writing to the world. I'm a published author, I have a degree in it. Most of the classes we did in my degree and masters were where you submit a piece of work and the whole class gives feedback on it, so I'm more than used to feedback on my writing. But this is the first time I've ever put out something I've designed, and I've designed other things, not necessarily Miraculous Hero outfits, just like design clothing, just like for everyday wearing. So I am a bit nervous. However, I do understand fashion is very subjective, as you all know. I absolutely hated Miss Hound's outfit, but quite a few of you did like her outfit, so it's fine if you don't like it. This outfit is very much to my taste and things I like, and I know the way I dress is not everyone's taste, and that's fine. The world would be boring if we all dress the same way. So if you don't like it just because it's not your style, then don't worry. I completely understand. I understand. This is definitely to my taste, but I guess I would appreciate it if you watch the video the whole way through and listening to all the decisions I made and why before you jump into feedback. I'd really appreciate that, instead of like in the next bit where I show you the outfit, you all go, I hate it, and then be horrible in the comments. So usually for my writing you can roast the hell out of it and I'll be fine, because I've been doing that for years, but this is the first time I've put something I've designed out. So usually I'm fine with people roasting me in the comments, but I'd politely like to ask this time you don't do that, if that's okay. Sorry, just any feedback is welcome, but could you please be nice? That's all I ask. Okay, so here is the outfit I designed. As you can hopefully tell by the kwami I also drew for it, this is for a Swan Miraculous. So we're going to talk a bit more about the kwami later on, but the actual Miraculous itself, as you can see on the image, there's a little helix piercing. I do actually have a helix piercing. It's here. You're forgiven for not ever having seen it before, because I usually wear my hair down. You don't usually see it. And I did try to put my hair up in a bun for this video. I'd be like, oh, wouldn't it be cute? Wouldn't it be cool if I could match the hair I drew myself having in this? And I tried, but my scalp, she is too sensitive for a bun today. I think I've only actually managed it twice, maybe 3 times in a video. My hair, oh, a different story for a different video. But anyway, so yeah. Also, even though it is definitely not like the drawings Thomas Astruc released, they're just kind of like in hero poses, this is more like a fashion drawing, because when I design something I draw it in more like the fashion type things. I'll put some more pictures on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. And usually those drawings involve very, very skinny figures, but I don't want to draw it like that, because I've designed this outfit for me, and whilst I am tall, I'm 5'8", I'm thin, but I'm not like supermodel skinny, so I didn't want to give myself like the super skinny legs and a really small waist and stuff, because I don't have that. So I gave her really, really thick thighs and big hips, because that's what I have. So it's probably not the usual style you see for fashion drawings, but I really like it because I feel like it represents me and not a weird like supermodel version of me, you know what I mean? But anyway, so this outfit is based off a swan. Now you'll know from my style analyses videos, I always say I generally like outfits more that resemble closer to the animal. So for example, Cat Noir, Polly Mouse, Rooster Bald, Rena Rouge, they all very closely resemble, as in the outfits closely resemble the outfits they are attached to. However, the difficulty with the swan is that the swan doesn't really have that many key features. It has feathers, it has wings, it has a beak, it has very dark eyes, and then it has its feet. So it was going to be a bit more difficult. I knew that coming into it. I really like swans. I think they're beautiful, which is why I picked it. And I've always said for the London special, if there is like a London Miracle box or a British Miracle box, I would like it to be associated with animals that are like British animals. So stuff like swans and pigeons and squirrels and hedgehogs and badgers, frogs, stuff like that. Like animals you typically think of getting in the UK, and I feel like swans are one of those animals. I'm not even sure if they're native to the UK, but they're just absolutely everywhere. Like, there are like swans literally around the corner from where I am, so I see them all the time. So to me, who sees swans all the time, whilst obviously how they look is what people think of, to me who has like grown up with swans, their defining qualities are like grace and elegance. So I feel like, to me, that was really important to capture in the outfit. Plus as well, this might sound really narcissistic as well, I feel like the way I would personally describe my style is somewhat elegant, kind of like a casual elegant. I remember the first time though I met Oscar, after we'd been talking for a few weeks at university, eventually they were like, when I first saw you, I thought you were really grown up, even though Oscar's older than me, because of how elegantly you dress. And I was like, thank you very much. So I don't know if you'd agree with that. I mean, I do occasionally like just wear like a hoodie or whatever in a video, but I do like to dress up for everyday life, because every day is an occasion. Obviously, I'm always overdressed, but I do not care in the slightest. I like to look good. Plus as well, I don't know if you know this, if you haven't been around swans, you probably don't know, but they're actually really dangerous. I know they look pretty harmless, they're very graceful, but if you get too close to one, particularly if the swan is with her babies, which are like the greybirds, they will break your arm. They will really, really badly hurt you. So I was like, this is a perfect animal for me. Plus as well, if you didn't know, all the swans in the UK are protected by the Queen, and if you maliciously hurt a swan, you can go to prison for it. So like, the swan is like a truly British animal, which is why I picked it. I feel like it's a really good symbol in our country, in my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me if you're British, but also I feel like it represents me really well. So that's where the inspiration behind the outfit comes from, and why it's not got a load of feathers on it, because I wouldn't wear that. However, for the outfit itself, the different pieces, as you can tell hopefully by the images surrounding it, I took inspiration from my second favourite TV show, with my first one being Miraculous. My second favourite TV show is Bridgerton, which is on Netflix. So if you haven't watched Bridgerton, and I hope most of you haven't, because it's very much an 18+ series, as much as I would recommend this show to you, if you are not over the age of 18, please do not watch this. Right, literally the second scene of the first episode, right up there, 18+. Please do not watch it, but I'm going to briefly tell you what the show's about. So Bridgerton is referring to a family, the Bridgerton family. It's a mum and her 7 children. The dad is dead and they all have the last name Bridgerton. They are the Bridgerton family. And it is set at a time when during the summer they would have something called the debutante season, where all these young girls who are like turning like 18 debut into society to basically find a husband. I know, but it's what used to happen here. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. They all go to different parties, and the first season is about Daphne, and the second season, there's only been 2 seasons so far, is about Anthony Bridgerton, who is the oldest Bridgerton sibling, and I believe the third series is going to be about Colin, who is the 3rd oldest. So the siblings are named in alphabetical order. So it's Anthony the oldest, then Benedict, Colin, Daphne, who the first series was about, Eloise, who is my favourite, we'll talk about more about Eloise in a minute, Francesca, Gregory and Hyacinth. Did I say there were 7 siblings? There are 8 siblings. I can't count. So each of the season is going to follow each sibling as they fall in love and get married. It's very, very sweet. I am so excited for Colin's season, because I won't spoil it if you're going to watch it or who he's going to marry, but everyone already knows. I can't wait. Okay, so Eloise is my favourite character. So Eloise is the polar opposite of Daphne. So Daphne is a very stereotypical girl of the time who wants to please her family, get a good husband. It'd be great for her reputation and her family's image. However, Eloise is the complete opposite, and if this was set a bit later, she would definitely be a suffragette campaigning for women's rights. However, this is set a bit before the suffragettes, so I doubt she'll get to do that, which would be a real shame really. But anyway, that's definitely the kind of person Eloise is. She is a humongous feminist like myself. And Eloise, she just has the best attitude in the series. She has the best one-liners. She's played by Claudia Jessie, who I absolutely love. I've seen her in other things like Line of Duty and Vanity Fair. She was amazing in those as well. I absolutely love her in Bridgerton. I also love the fact she's in her 30s and she's playing an 18-year-old, which is exactly like me, because I am 25 and you all think I'm 16. Woo! But anyway, you can definitely see with the pictures I have around it, I have taken direct inspiration from this outfit, using pieces of Eloise's outfit during the 2 seasons of Bridgerton. So the top part of the outfit is kind of split between these 2 photos at the top. So one showing Eloise on her own. She's got like this collar going on, like a ruffle collar, and then with mesh coming down, and then it breaking away into like a waistcoat. And then the picture on the other side is of Claudia Jessie and Nicola Coughlan. I'm not sure how to say it. I know she's Northern Irish, I can't remember. I watched her in Derry Girls, she was amazing in Derry Girls. But she's in Bridgerton. She doesn't play a Bridgerton, she plays Penelope Featherington, and Penelope and Eloise are like best friends, you know? So that's the 2 of them sitting together. It was from a behind the scenes shot. They don't sit like that, like in the show they all sit upright, they're slouching though, so it's not from like a behind the scenes shot. So in both of these images, so in the first one she has that collar with the mesh, which you can see on the outfit, and then in both images she has a patterned waistcoat. So I took the waistcoat from that. However, it has little like, oh, I can't remember the name for the sleeves. It has sleeves. I was like, I don't want sleeves for mine, so I yeeted them. It's just like this. And this is where I kind of incorporated the swan into it. So I wanted the outfit to be largely white, but not so white that it was completely boring. I mean, like, a swan's primary colour is white, and I know black swans exist. I think the only place in the UK we have them is at Leeds Castle. They are very, very pretty. I love black swans, but I primarily grew up around white swans, and Captain Law already has a black outfit. There isn't really a white outfit, hero outfit in Miraculous, apart from maybe Bunnick's. It's got quite a lot of white on it, but other than that, no, not really. So I went for mostly whites with orange. I know what you're thinking, Marina Rouge is already orange. However, this is a very different colour palette. Alia is very much warm toned and I'm very much cool toned, so I've used really cool toned pastel oranges so it would suit my skin tone. Like I said, this outfit is very much designed for me and what I like to wear, and I would totally wear this. I'd definitely wear this. So I have like a darker orange on like this little bit that's going across, then we have the waistcoat with just plain pastel lapels, and then a whole orange waistcoat with darker orange stripes across it. I love it. As you can see, it's directly taken from Eloise. Another thing I took from Eloise is in the second season when she finally debuts into society, where you go to all these marvellous balls and stuff, all these parties, and all the women wear really high gloves. I have never worn these in my life. I would absolutely love to one day. For what reason? Absolutely none. I just want to wear them because I think they look amazing. So I took them, and I took them up a little bit higher. You can see Eloise and her mum, those are two of her brothers stood beside her. So Eloise and Violet are wearing them, and I took the gloves up a bit higher just because why not? Then moving on to the trousers, I stole them from her brother Anthony, which is the other picture. I was like, yep, I want white men's trousers from the era. Thought they were fabulous. I made them high-waisted though because I have big hips, so I wanted them high-waisted, and to both the pants and the waistcoat I added black buttons. These were originally going to be silver, but I was like, is that really in keeping with the colour scheme? No, not really. So I went with black, and I love the way the black looks. I feel like it really stands out and pops. And the final thing is the shoes. So as you can see, these are the shoes I took inspiration from. They are very similar to Mayura shoes. Absolutely love Mayura. I had to bring her in somewhere in this outfit, but they are also shoes that were worn a lot by the women of this era. You can see what Anthony Bridgerton's wearing. They're like kind of like riding boots. Girls wouldn't usually wear them in this era unless they were going riding. These are the kind of boots they wear normally, and these are also the kind of shoes Eloise and the other girls wear in the show, unless they're at a party, they won't wear them for a party. So I incorporated them into the outfit. So again, mostly white boots, but I made the tongue in them, which is the bit that you pull up to help you wear them better. I made that a pale orange, and then I made the like, I don't know what the proper name for it, I don't know enough shoe terms, but I made the front part of the shoe that dark orange to represent a swan's feet. So like I said, a lot of this outfit is a representation of the animal rather than like a literal interpretation of someone wearing a swan outfit, you know what I mean? Okay, so now is like the next bit of the outfit. So I know the Miraculouses in the show do not have any outerwear. However, like I said, this is from the British Miraculous box. And if anything is going on in Britain whilst fighting supervillains, you're gonna need a coat because of our terrible weather conditions all the time, rains all the time. So when I saw Eloise wearing this cloak in the paper shop in season 2 of Bridgerton, I was like, Eloise, I have to have it. So I brought it into the outfit. So it's just a plain white cloak with a black ribbon and like black piping around the edges. And again, this represents to me a swan's wings. Are the actual wings? No. But if you imagine this character like running around with this cloak on, it'd be flapping, you know what I mean? So I actually went through a few iterations of this cloak, and this wasn't the first one I came up with. So the first one I tried was, I did like 2 at the same time. So at first I tried white on bringing down to orange and then to a grey. So that grey colour is the colour of Swan's babies. I think they're called cygnets, I always forget it. If you've read the story, The Ugly Duckling is this grey duckling that's going to grow up into a swan. I don't know why anyone thinks so ugly. Swan's babies are literally the cutest. They are so adorable. Oh my god, anyway. And then I tried just like a solid orange, didn't like either. Then I tried orange piping, which I really liked. However, then I was like, ooh, maybe black piping, that'll work. And I absolutely loved it a lot more. So you can see like the little process I went through for that. So yes, I know this outfit is very, very white. However, swans are also very, very white. So I did pick an animal that doesn't have the widest colour palette. They are predominantly white, with the only other colour being on their feet and on their face. So I know. Now, one thing, yes, there is no mask. Why? Because I usually hate the masks in the show. They are one of like the worst parts of the outfit in my opinion. However, I know it's needed for the heroes. However, assuming quantum masking is really a thing, you technically shouldn't even need a mask because no one will be able to tell who it is. So please just interpret that as quantum masking with the Miraculouses in the British Miracle box is so strong. No one needs a mask. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if quantum masking is a thing, no one should even need a mask. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, and I also wanted to show you these because I love how they looked. So I did the colouring on a layer underneath the ink drawing, and I love how these turned out. I think they look absolutely wonderful with just like the blocked colour. I think they look majestic. Anyway, so now let's talk about the kwami. So I took inspiration from Oriko and Leary, and yes, I did have to use the most traumatized photo of Leary I could possibly find for this video. So I took inspiration from them because they're the only, so far anyway, the only really bird kwamis we've got. I'm pretty sure there is a wrenling who's also a bird, but we've got so few images of the wrenling I couldn't get one from the Shanghai special that showed the wrenling well enough. So that's not included here, but I know there is a wrenling who can fly as well, so okay. So obviously they had to have a beak because it's a swan, and I didn't want to give them like a really narrow beak like a swan though, because I feel like that would look weird with a kwami's proportions because they've got such a big head and then a tiny body. I feel like it would look so weird with like a really narrow beak. So I went with a wider beak. I think it looks super cute. Now Oriko and Leary don't actually have wings, which I've always thought was a bit of a shame. I'm like, they're bird kwamis and they don't have wings. I know kwamis don't need them, they just float everywhere. I guess it's not technically flying, they're just floating around. They don't need wings, but I was like, I have to have wings, like obviously. And also that wrenling that I couldn't get a photo of, I believe does actually have wings. So I was like, yes, we're going for it. So it's got little wings, it's got tiny little webbed feet and really beautiful eyes. And oh, this kwami is adorable. Now, speaking of the kwami doesn't have a name. My hero has no name. I don't know what the power of the hero is. And you'll notice I also didn't give the hero a weapon because I didn't know what to use. I did think umbrella because, like I said, this is the UK, you're gonna need an umbrella. However, Bunnix has an umbrella, and I guess in a way Cat Noir also has an umbrella. So I didn't know what to pick. My speciality is not in weapons picking, it is in designing clothing, so I didn't know what to pick. So I guess you can decide the name for the kwami, the name for the hero, the power this hero would have, the weapon she would use. I am really happy with this design. It's totally okay if you don't like it. Like I said, I know this is very much to my taste. I am aware of that, do not worry. I know not everybody dresses like me because everyone stares at me when I walk down the street, and not in a good way because they're like, who is that weirdo dressed like she's about to go to a job interview all the time? It's me because I like to look nice. So I 100% understand this will not be to everyone's taste, but I'd still love to know what you all think of this outfit, besties. I really love swans, so I'm really, really happy with how this outfit turned out. I'd love to know what you all think of it, besties, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!